I met Nadine through Rachelle, a good friend of mine, who had gone to see her, and she'd told me all about the experience, and at the time I was going through a difficult time in my life, and so I was very open to trying it and seeing if it could help me get through what I was going through. And I had gone a couple of times, and it totally changed my life, like completely turned it around. So in terms of a relationship that I was in that was not good for me, it sped up the process of moving on and to get through that. And also with my career, it helped me to see what I was meant to be doing, my purpose. So it really just sort of brought to light all the things that I needed to know to get on my path. The first session was really intense because there was so much negativity, I think, inside of me from my relationship and all the things that I was dealing with, and I had never been to a healing session, so it was very intense. And at the end of it, there was a small part of the reading, I think, that had brought to light what I should be doing in my career, which was to run a home-based, like a web business. So oddly enough, when I got home from the session, I flicked my computer on, and had a window had popped up from the internet. It was an article from an internet site that said web businesses are like the new thing of this, of, you know, 2010 and this and that, and it was just like a sign that everything that we had talked about, it was just a really weird little sign that kind of happened. And then that's when I was convinced, and then I'd come back again, and
you can't forget the mark part.
Yes, so so then the second session brought to light after I'd sort of been through the breakup, and I had started on my path with my career, and then it was, you know, I was sort of looking for that person. I knew that there was somebody coming into my life, but I didn't know when, and I was really impatient. And Nadine actually said to me that I would be meeting him in 2 weeks from the day that I had saw her. And then sure enough, 2 weeks to that day, I met him. So, and we've been together now 6 months.
And I found Nadine actually from my real estate broker, one of those weird sort of stories. He and I ended up for lunch together by fluke. And I just told him where I was at and just how I felt scattered and just unsure what was next. And I've always had these sort of dreams and ideas about what I want to do, but just sort of unsure about everything like that. And he had mentioned going to see Nadine. And so I called her up, and I was just sort of in a weird place. Real estate was actually kind of stagnant for me. And I had always had these dreams about broadcasting and stuff that Nadine and I spoke about. Just sort of stuck on what was next. And my first session, and I was just trying to stay open because I wasn't too sure really what to expect from it. And after my first session, I just felt really light. And it was crazy just sort of sitting in the chair, and Nadine's not even really near me at some points, and you can just feel the energy. And for me, I was vibrating, and it was just really interesting to feel. And I did feel when I left lighter, a little more focused, and I just felt I started to attract a lot more positive things to me in the weeks that followed. And then I had went to 2 sessions only, hopefully more. But, and on the second session, sort of the same thing. I was just feeling a little, just starting to sort of slip back into some negative patterns and bringing on negative energy. And I think that's one of the things Nadine had really discussed with me, is just that you take on so much. And every time I leave, I feel so much lighter. I just feel so good. And it's funny because especially when you leave, Nadine, you just want to rave about it and tell people about it. And I've been able to do that because it was such a fantastic experience for me, and I truly believe in what she does.